Hi there guys. If you got one of these, it's an American DJ Mega Tripar little, what do you call it, light, one of these. I'm going to attempt to make this wireless with the help of one of these. This is a wireless DMX, what do you call it? You could call it adapter, but it's a module. I'll call it a module. I got a pack of these from Amazon, a pack of 5. I've used one already. You get the module there, and you get the antennas and the wires connected inside. They all come in one piece, but I've broken it up in pieces. I've separated them, and you get the instructions with it as well. I'll leave the link in the description for this one, but I've definitely tested it and it works. Here's one I made earlier. Yeah, as you can see, it's been installed already. I'll show this working later, and that's where the antenna goes. Okay, so, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna show you how I did it on this one, or how I'm going to do it on this one, I should say. Okay, so first of all, we need to open this thing up. I started earlier. As you can see, 2 screws are missing. So first things first, you have to undo these screws here. Just this outer one, okay? So once these screws are removed, then we're gonna undo a few of these screws. Not all of them, you don't have to do all of them. But you want to take this one, that one, and that one, and that one out. Those are the ones you want to take out. So once these 4 screws are removed, you can take out the outer bezel, and this can be removed as well. Take this up like this. And then there's some more screws that need to be removed. And you want to remove this one, that one, and this one. So once you've removed these screws, this board here can come out, but just to let you know about this board, this is where all the LEDs sit. This is where they are, and this is like the power going to the LEDs. Just to let you know, 24 volts. That's what this runs on, 24 volts. Okay, and there's your different colors as well. The power to the different colors. So once those screws have been removed, then this board can come out, but it's kind of locked down with this cable here. If I can point to it, I can't really point to it. But you'll have to remove this cable, a couple cable ribbons, so you can really get to this board, because this is where we're going to be soldering a few wires from the wireless DMX module to. So we have to literally take out this green board down here, where there's more screws, 4 more. This one's screw here, there's a screw there, there's a screw there. If you can see it, those are the screws that need to be removed. Because then, with the module, you get this wire, which connects it to the module back here. And this, you've got 4 wires here. You've got your black one, which is your ground, your red one, which is your power. This is the positive power. You want 5 volts going to that. And you've got two more, white one and a yellow one. That is going to your DMX connections as well. Can't remember which way round, which one goes to pin 1 and pin 2. And that's all it is. So all you have to do is find out where these go to. And once I connect it, when I get this green board out, I'll show you. So now that this board is out, we can see where we're going to be doing our soldering. And that's another thing. If only attempt this if you know how to use a soldering iron. If not, you need to bring this to someone. It's not that hard. If you know how to use a soldering iron, it is not that hard to do. It does take a bit of time, but it's not hard to do. Okay, so if you're not good with a soldering iron, I suggest you do not do this. Okay, so we've taken out the card, we've taken out the cables. This one goes to the lights. This one, I believe, I'm not too sure what this one is, but this one is what goes with, it's the DMX inputs from the DMX XLRs. Okay, and this is where we're going to be soldering. Okay, so as I said, the red one, the red wire you get from here goes to this one. This is where this is where you're going to be taking 5 volts from. This one here. And if I flip this one, these are your inputs. These are your DMX inputs. So this one we're going to be using as your. This one goes to pin number 2, I believe. This one goes to pin number 3, and this one is pin number 2, 3, and this is pin number 1. Okay, so this is your ground. This one we're going to use the white cable from the white lead from here. We'll be soldering it here. This one is going to be using the yellow cable, and this one is going to go to the black cable here. Okay, so that's what we're going to be soldering on here, and that's all it is. Once you solder those 3 plus the red one to the first one there, which is your 5 volts, that is it. And all it is, then the next thing you want to do is finding out where to actually place this module. Here we go. Yes, where we're going to be placing this module in here. I'll show you where on the one I did earlier. I placed the module here. I just used 2 screws and a washer, and it held it. It fit nicely. The board with the LEDs went on nicely over it. Nothing got in the way. And also, not to forget, this is where the antenna connects as well. The antenna connects here with this black lead here, okay, with one of these. So, and everything fits nicely and works perfectly. As I said, at the end of the video, I will show you this all up and running, but it's not that hard. So don't rush. It's one of these jobs you just don't want to rush it, because you could mess things up, okay? So I'll just let you know, if you know what you're doing with a soldering iron, then this one is for you. If not, take it to someone who knows what they're doing, okay? Okay, so here it is now. It is soldered. The wires are soldered in. And as you can see, if I flip this around, this one is, the red one soldered in as well, which is the 5 volts that you need to power up the wireless DMX module. And as you can see, these ones, the white one goes to this one, the yellow one goes in the middle, and the black one goes at the bottom. Okay, so this represents pin number 2, 3, or should I say 3, 2, 1? No, 2, 3, 1. Okay, that's what it represents. The instructions are there, but that's what it does, and that's all the soldering that was needed to be done. So all that's left to do now is put this back under here, screw it back together, and then I can attach this into the unit here. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. So once that's all screwed in and plugged back, as you can see, the connections are plugged back, these plugs. I didn't show this, but we had to put some holes. Now I had these holes marked out from the previous one, so I did manage to fit them. Sometimes where I had it marked out, I had to do a little bit more drilling just to make sure the button fits perfectly in there as well, because that's sometimes when I was getting it the first time, it was a bit of trial and error, where I had to keep drilling and drilling so that the button didn't get stuck alongside the actual casing as well. And another hole had to be drilled here as well. I can't remember the exact size of the bits, but you can easily work it out and just line up the bit to the width of the, what do you call it, of whatever you're going to be using. It might be the LED or the button, but I keep these two the same. Yeah, because I did try to use a smaller one for the button to make it really flush, but then that's where I found that if it's not accurate, the hole's not in an accurate place, then the button doesn't press down properly. So I just made a bigger hole, same size as the LED. Yeah, so I'll put them here, because what I'm gonna have to do, as you can see, these holes here in this unit, they don't really match up with this, so I had to fit in diagonally like this. So, yeah, I had to fit in diagonally like this, so in order for it to fit and for the buttons to fit in as well. But I'll show you in the next little clip how it looks in the end. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's all fitted in, screwed in. I had to use some washers. I had to use some random screws here that fit into these holes, and use a bit of washers, use a couple washers to kind of hold it into place. And as you can see, here we go. We have the LED and the button that presses as well. And you're gonna have your antenna here that's sticking out, which is all bolted in. It feels really solid. So this should work. This should work nicely. So in the next clips, all I have to do now is just screw everything back together, the LEDs, the cover, and then hopefully when I switch it on, it should all work. So I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so I got most of it in place. I didn't put the bezel on, just in case something needs doing. So I've got it all plugged in. I've just got to switch on the plug at the socket. So as you can see here now, it's fitted like this. Yeah, I just couldn't get that hole perfect where the button is. But the main thing, the button presses. Yeah, the button presses, and I can put this antenna on as well, like so. Let's see. This with one hand is a bit tricky. Okay, so let's put this antenna on. Let's see if it screws on. Yeah, I remember when I did this, I didn't screw it too tight because I didn't have the pliers on me, but this, yeah, and it started turning around and everything. But yeah, the antenna fits on. Looks okay. So let's see if everything switches on. If this blacks out, then you know everything blew up. I'm checking. Okay, let's see how it goes. Let's see the lights flashing. At least it's switched on. And there we go. It should start off with red. If I press this button, yeah, these are the different channels, as in transmitting channels. There you go, so that should work. So I haven't got it hooked up at the moment, but I will hook it up in a bit and I'll show you it actually working as well. So obviously make sure this is all working. Obviously it's in the DMX mode, address 1. This is upside down at the moment, but yeah, you can see the lights are working. So everything should be fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook it all back up, and then I'm going to hook it to my computer that's running sound switch, just to do a little demo, just to make sure everything that can transmit and it's actually working. Also, you can go back if you want to the DMX as well. It can still, nothing here has been disconnected, so if you needed to plug it up for any reason, you can still plug it, and you can still run, and you can run off from here via cable to another light as well. Okay, so I'll show it to you in working mode in a second. Okay, so it's all hooked up now. It's on, as you can see. It's all flashing and everything. And I've hooked up to the Prime 4, which is over here, via the sound switch dongle. It's all working wirelessly. And if I give this a little press, you can see that it's all working. So I'll get this on play. That's working nicely. Yeah, that's how you do it. So basically, it works nicely. It's worth it if you've got one of these hanging around, these wireless dongles, these tripars hanging around, and you want to get it more up to date. I'm working with it wirelessly because these are a bit long to connect via DMX cables. I think this mod is worth doing. Another one I might try is to make this, is add a battery to it. I've got the battery already, but I'm gonna see if it works. If it does, I'll make a video on it. But thanks for watching. Got any questions? Or you give me any tips on it, then yeah, feel free to leave it in the comments, yeah? All right, thank you once again.